5% of our customers represent 20% of our sales. The basis of our loyalty program is that the customer to feel special, the customer to feel welcome to our brand. Since the beginning, our loyalty program was Omnichannel. It was an innovation from our team because in 2008 was not something that was normal for the companies. We wanted to start our online channel knowing that we'll have some offline customers that will migrate to our online channel. The first ones that came to our online store was the ones that already knew the brand in the offline.
When you say the customer is omni-channel, what's something that you do in the store or something that you do online that gives people a way to experience the brand the same way?
During COVID, there were, when our stores were closed, like many other retailers, that period was helped us a lot to digitalize. We put our store assistants in our website, giving to the customer the same guided sale, the same assistance, the same suggestion in terms of products that they did on the store. After all this period and the stores open again, we saw it on the website as an experience so differentiating for our customer that we keep it.
Welcome to the Retail Spotlight. Today we're joined by Mara Carvalho, Digital Director at Salsa Jeans, who's leading their innovative omnichannel transformation. From pioneering virtual store assistants to reimagining loyalty programs, we'll explore how this European denim pioneer is creating seamless shopping experiences across physical and digital channels. Let's go. Welcome today to the Retail Spotlight, Mara. Very nice to have you on board. I'm quite excited for everyone to hear about all the exciting things you've been doing in digital at Salsa Jeans. But before we jump into all of that, maybe we can have you introduce yourself. I know you've just come back from NRF, so maybe you also have some interesting nuggets you want to share. Stage is all yours.
Hi, and thank you for this invitation. It's really a pleasure to be here. So I'm Mara Carvalho, as you already said it. I'm based in Oporto, in the north of Portugal. I'm the actual director of digital in Salsa Jeans. I've been at Salsa for almost 10 years. Always working in customer-related areas like experience, loyalty, CRM, and in the last years, I integrate also in my responsibility the digital landscape, both e-commerce in terms of sales and also digital communication. Part of the visit to NRF, it was my first time in this event. A huge event, to be honest. Some people, some colleagues that were there last year already told me that it takes a lot of time to know everything, but I think I didn't understand what they were saying until I get there. But it's a very interesting place to know and to get to know the things that are already in place and with other retailers that are already robust solutions that we can implement, but also very interesting to see what is coming. Small companies that, of course, are not yet fully established. They are not yet business models so robust as other ones, but with interesting concepts that are the needs for the actual customers or the future customers, and that for me was really interesting.
Very cool. So you mentioned some of these new and upcoming technologies. Before we jump into the world of salsa, I'm just curious to know what you think is one technology that's going to be making a huge impact on retail in the coming 5-6 years, let's say.
I think of course this AI, all this type of technology will have a huge impact in everything. Not a specific one, but the way that can improve everything, since processes, training, ways of producing things. I think that will be more like a way of doing it than one specific technology that will change everything. And this one of sentence that I heard in one intervention in this travel, that for me it stakes, because one of the part of the in Salsa, one of the areas that I manage is also the content creator, the team that creates all the content, studio, photograph, and everything. And we are starting some projects to see how can we introduce AI to create even more content. And in these and people that are creative are very afraid of this technology. And one of the things that I heard there, that it's a sentence that I came and already talked with the team, is, and I think that replied to this, AI will not replace us. We will be replaced by someone that uses AI. It's different. So AI will be part of our day, will be part of the way that we do things, and that's why it's not a single technology or a single software or a single thing. I think it will be around everything that we did and that we do, and we'll do much more than we do right now, because we'll have the capability to do more.
I totally agree. I feel like thinking of AI as one technology is very challenging, because I think it's almost a new age, right? You had the computer age, which changed how we work. Well, you could go back and say at the industrial age, but in more recent times, you had the computer age, which changed how we work, and then you had the internet age, which changed how we communicate and all of that. And then the mobile age came, which also changed so much in retail, with mobile POSs and all of that. And now I think we're in the AI age, which builds on all of those previous ages, and it's going to change how we think of work as a whole. And just recently I did a live pod about how AI agents are transforming retail, and I feel like as we were discussing it, there were so many more ideas coming out. So I'd be very curious to hear from the more sort of on the ground, teams that are working on it, like yourself, what those experiences are. But like you said, it's just getting started. Maybe that's going to be a topic the next time we meet again. But we already started talking about salsa, and I feel like Salsa Jeans for me is quite a unique example. It's one of the few denim brands that's actually come out of Europe. I know that you have quite a unique history. But I'd be very curious for you to share that also with the audience, because I'm sure for a lot of people, salsa is not yet a common name, even though here in Europe, we're very familiar with it.
So Salsa Jeans, we are a fashion brand that are focused on denim, but we cover all other categories besides denim. We have 30 years old. We are founded in 1994 in the north of Portugal. We start, or the company starts as with a very focus on denim, and the truth is that the brand starts in 1994, but the product itself starts earlier. Then when the founders of the company saw that the product was good enough, there were a lot of multi-brand stores wanted to buy it. Then they decided to create a brand. So we are a more focus on women's clothing. We are a more feminine brand, and our communication relies a lot of that. But we also have products for men, and it's already an interesting percentage of our sales. Actually, more or less 70%, 30% men, 70% women, and we operate in different business. In different models. We have our own stores and franchising stores. We have our own stores in Europe. In terms of franchising, we have in Europe and, for instance, in the Middle East. Also digital, the part where I'm responsible, our website, and also we are present in the several marketplaces across Europe, department stores, and we are able to expand a lot in Europe due to our wholesale reach, that we are able to have our products in very small boutiques, in very small companies across several markets of Europe. And with that, we are present in more or less 40 countries, around 200 stores in own stores and franchisings. And this part that I will refer in terms of wholesale is where we cover the most ground, the most field, that we are present in more than 1,000 points of sale.
And when you speak of digital, right, you're obviously in charge of all the digital initiatives. Is that typically more focused on the retail side, or also wholesale is being touched more and more by digital?
On my management, let's say direct management, more in the retail and marketplaces, but in this case, digital native brands. What we saw a lot since COVID helps to faster that part is the all sales became digital as well. Small companies, small stores that 2019 earlier only have their physical space. They invest and they develop their own e-commerce, their own digital sites. So in the part of wholesale, we know that we also have a very interesting presence in terms of digital, and that our main customers, our wholesale main customers, also have the management of the physical space and the digital space. But in that area, of course, it's their responsibility to manage digital. From our side, in terms of managing, is the channels that we control, more likely retail channels.
And so tell me a little bit about the digitization journey that you've had at Salsa. I know that you didn't start there, but that evolved as you went.
Mhm.
So, help us understand what does digital mean today for Salsa, and what is sort of the future, and how did you get to there from where you are today?
Yeah, digital in Salsa, I think parts how the team and how the company is organized. It's an area that cross all the other areas. So we, in terms of organization, and in this case digital, it is on my responsibility. We also have in this department a lot of different areas that manage different aspects of the company. Like I said, ones that are the content creation. So we consider this, it's not sale directly, but it's also a digital way for the company to do things. And in terms of communication, we see a lot of that changing in the last years, that brands readjusting their budgets in terms of communication for a more digital approach and less traditional approach. First, because it's what's cheaper before. Now it's not so cheaper as it was to be, but because it was cheaper and because it was measurable. And I think that was a key aspect that make this change and evolving a very fast rhythm, because we were able to see what we invest and what we get and what we get. And in other more traditional communication aspects, that was not so easy to see the return in the short term. And another aspect, of course, is the part of experience and part of customer experience. Also on our side, the customer for us is omnichannel. We manage that experience. Even in stores, even online, in the same way. Our effort is to be really the same experience. I think no, it's not easy, and it cannot be always the same, but it has to be a good one. It has to be a good experience, and is that's something that we are also very eager to improve.
So can you give me an example when you say the customer is omni-channel?
Mhm.
What's something that you do, let's say, in the store or something that you do online that actually helps create that experience that gives people a way to experience the brand the same way? Is it about assortment? Is it about um, service? Is it about communication? What
Yeah,
makes that experience truly omni-channel in the salsa world?
I think I can talk about two aspects. One in terms of assortment, in terms of more in terms of services, transactional services. In that we we developed that a lot in the long in the last years. So at the moment, we all our assortment is live on our website. We're able to integrate the assortment of all the stores, our own stores, and our digital one. So the customer, wherever he is, if a product only exists in the store in the south of Portugal, he can access to it. And in the other part, even when the customer is on store, if the product doesn't exist in the store but it exists online or in another store, you can also buy it. And in this part, we guaranteed this level of service very very omnichannel, that it's not important where the customer is. If he wants this product, he can get it in one way. Of course, that if the product is in store, he leaves the store with the product, but if not, he receive it afterwards, or in that store, or at home, or wherever he wants.
Could go to a store, and if they don't have it, they can immediately check where it's available and have it shipped from there to me. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
yeah.
That's
And they
amazing.
can ship to the store or ship to home or pick up or wherever the customer wants. Um, Unfortunately, due to other regulations and other more legal aspects, we are only able to do that in the country. So cross border is not very easy to do, but even in the same country, it gives us a lot of more opportunities to first for the customer to have a better experience, because if you want something, we don't have to say no, we don't have. And second one, or a more business advantage, is that we reduce a lot the leftovers, because in terms of season, because as we are able to sell everything wherever the customer is, we don't have the problem that the product is on that store, and that store didn't sell it, and no other store can sell it. All contributing to the sale. We saw a lot improvements in terms of profitability and in terms of managing stocks, that was the leftovers decreasing a lot. Now we are in the sales period. This functionality helps a lot. When the products are getting sizes are not available in every store, or in every all the custom on the where the customer is, and is always he can buy it, even if it's not in that space. And I think one other thing that I can refer, it's a project very interesting. We accelerated that implementation during COVID. There were, when our stores were closed, like many other retailers. And what we saw is our stores are closed. Our sale is more assisted. So the customers that are used to go to our stores, they went to our stores because of the experience that they have on the store, because they have someone to help them buy. And it was very difficult to, in a click, to see now you buy online. We are available, but we are online. Of course, that that period was help us a lot to digitalize, but there were customers that like that experience, they like the way they were assisted on store, that makes a little bit different from them to convert in a website. So what we did in that period is we put our store assistants in our website. giving to the customer the same guided sale, the same assistance, the same suggestion in terms of products that they did on the store. We saw a lot of, we see the conversion increases. What makes this project for us even more interesting and a very good use case, and something that we like a lot to share, is after all this period and the stores open again. We saw it on the digital website as an experience so differentiating for our customer that we keep it. So the stores open, our store employees went to the store again for doing what they do best, that is assist the customers. But you continue to have that assistance on the website. So when the customer is browsing on our pages on the website and he has some doubt, or he needs more information, he has the option to speak with the store employee that could help him, knowing more about the item, knowing more about what size should he wear, because that in the fashion it's a very huge problem. The sizing, how they feel, how the customer can choose to reduce then returns, and to reduce all the constraints in receiving a product doesn't fit, have to return. And that kind of assistance from the store employee is much useful than a grid of sizes, because in the store they know when a product fits, because they go to the customer so many times to the fitting room and see this size went well, where's the 30 went well, so this product, the best size to buy is this one, or the other ones that needed the size upper or the size down. And that for us is another example in terms of omnichannel experience, that we were able to replicate a little bit the experience in both channels.
That's very unique. I've definitely not heard. Challenging to pull off.
Yeah. What we have in stores, our store associates have or mobile phones or tablets. In some stores we have tablets, in other stores we have mobile phones. It's an app that they have on the mobile. But what happens is, when the customer is navigating through our website and he interact, or we interact with them, because we also have some prompts that, for instance, when the customer is in it takes a lot of time browsing, or a lot of time stopped in one page without advancing, we believe that is some difficulty, or is not able to get the information that he wants. And we send a notification saying if the customer wants to speak or wants help from someone from our store. And if the customer replies, that notification appears in all of the stores that are live. And the first one to pick up is the first one that responds to the customer. And after that, the customer has two options. He can continue chatting with the store associate, or he can do a video call. To be honest, video call, the customers doesn't like it. So we have that possibility since the beginning. And there were a period of time that the store associates, because for them it was easier to do a sale or to assist talking than writing, and they try to the customers to connect through video call. but they doesn't accept. I think they felt that was very intrusive. But in the part of writing, in the part of chatting, it works very well. And through the chat, the customer asks questions, the store assistant reply. They can share images. They can share a lot of content for help them do the purchase, and the store associate can only be like a guided advisory replying to the questions of the customer, or if it's really, for instance, a difficulty in buying, they can also do the purchase in store and only send to the customer a link for them to pay, to do the payment. But the experience is very straightforward.
That's a really interesting approach to take, because I think, you see this in Europe now, in my own personal circle as well. Like, my mom is not that friendly with online shopping, for example, right? And if you can have this service that combines the best of both worlds, where you don't need to figure out how to go to your basket and do all of these different detailed things, and someone can help you with that, but at the same time you can do it from the comfort of your home. It's sort of the best of both worlds. So that's a very unique experience. And what I'm wondering is, how do you let's say, prepare the store staff for something like this? Do they go through a special training? Do they get incentives for sales that then happen through the support? Like, how do when we talk about experience, we're always thinking about the customer's experience. And I think this does a great job for the customer. But no customer experience is going to get served if you don't have staff that are excited about it and are prepared for it. So how does that side of it work?
So the first part, yes, of course, they receive these sales or these support in terms of customers. They also receive commissions like they receive doing the sale at the store. So otherwise it would be very difficult for them to focus and to make these type of projects work. If we didn't put them some rewards in terms of having this kind of service to the online channel, that could not work. They receive commissions like when it's a sale that they do from the beginning to the end. Of course, it's a commission. If they only help during the process, replying questions or other type of commission, but they are rewarded as well for this kind of service. Let's say, in terms of training, to be honest, it was not needed anything apart from the training they already have to be on the store and to serve the customers on the store, because of course we have to teach them how to use the app, but it's a messaging app, so everyone knows how to use WhatsApp, everyone how to use messaging app, so that it was not very different. What they had to integrate in their daily operations was the part of having the mobile phone with them, be aware when it rings, be aware when they need to speak with the customer. But as we have all the stores available, the amount of requests goes to a, it's not always one store there is on a daily basis. It's not the main thing that they do. The part of doing the normal work of the store in their focus. Then in free time, when they don't have customers in the store, or they can do this plus and this extra in terms of serving the customers that are online.
That's cool. So you're actually getting also more utilization out of that stuff.
Yeah.
By, I don't know, off times when people are shopping while taking a break at work or something like that, and wouldn't be going to a physical store, and the stores are quiet, are actually getting more mileage out of the teams. Very cool.
Yeah. One of the other things that I can share that that goes with what you are saying, that is more put our resources in a more efficient way in terms of store operations. Other things that make us also having the assortment more efficient for all the customers is that our stores always or also works as logistic centers. We only have a logistic center in Portugal, but we have stores in France, we have stores in Ireland, we have stores in other parts of Europe. In terms of costs, of course, it's much better for a customer in France that are doing a purchase for the product to came from a French store instead of came from a logistic warehouse at Portugal. And for the customer, the timings are much different. If they comes to the store in France to their home, 1-2 days he receives the package. If he comes from Portugal, it takes much more time. So with these omnichannel services, we are able to give a better service to the customer with a lower cost from our side, and putting our resources in store more efficient, because they can use the free time, they can use the time where the customer is not on the store to do other kind of operations that brings value to the company, and for them they are also rewarded for that.
Yeah, I can totally imagine that. And the technology that went into this, like especially the whole chat support thing, is that something that you built in-house? Was that something you got out of the box? It's quite a unique piece of work, right?
No, we use some solutions from the market. Of course, in terms of processes, we have to figure out how to use that on our side. But we were able to do that with a market solution, and not having the need to develop from our side. Some configurations, yes, in terms of teams, because the platform that we use to do this type of assistance on the store is the same that we use for our call center. So we have to configure different teams for different kinds of services. If the customer is browsing on our product, if he tries to speak with someone, first goes to the store attendant. But for instance, if the customer is on the payment page, that is more and he requests from help, that kind of support is more technical, so he goes directly to the call center team. So we need to do these different configurations, but was not anything in terms of software development internal.
Very interesting. I know, like, you obviously put a lot of emphasis on the customer, right? You're training staff in a way that they can actually, guide the customers into the purchase journey, both online, offline. You're putting a lot of effort into supporting the purchase and making sure that the customer is comfortable through the whole thing. How does this tie in with the whole topic of loyalty and retention for you? Is there a loyalty program in place? How does that work?
We have a loyalty program that has when we start launching our e-commerce, we also launched the loyalty program. And since the beginning, our loyalty program was omnichannel. We were able to integrate this in 2008, so it was a very in that period. Yes, it was a very innovation from our team, because in that period, in 2008. Was not something that was normal for the companies. They had the online and they had the offline, but we, with this part that you are saying, that we are very customer oriented, we wanted to start our online channel knowing that we'll have some offline customers that will migrate from to our online channel. The first ones that came to our online store was the ones that already know the brand in the offline landscape. So we start the loyalty program in that period, an omnichannel one. But since then, it has been a lot of different changes, different models, different mechanics. We evolve as the retail evolve, as the industry evolve, and we have a loyalty program. We are this year will change a little bit again the program. At the moment is a cashback and points based program. But as I was saying, we want always to trying to do better. So we are redesigning it again, and we are moving to a tiered system. that we believe that will help us develop strong customer relationships with our customers and offer, in this case, different benefits to different types of customers. Two numbers that always it's on the top of our mind when we do these changes in terms of mechanics and loyalty programs is that 5% of our customers represent 20% of our sales. They are very loyal, they are very special, and with this new structure and with this new program, we believe that it will be easy to reward them, to make them feel more recognized, and provide them better experiences. But the basis of our loyalty program is that the customer to feel special, the customer to feel welcome to our brand, and in these new tires that we'll have, of course, that will have different benefits depending where the customer will be, but in all of them, it will be advantageous to be part of our family.
And what is that? What does that mean? What does being a part of the salsa family mean? Can you give me some examples? Let's say I make it to the top tier. What can I expect?
Yeah, in these, you can expect a lot because one of the things that we are developing these in this program is that we'll have from these 5% of customers will have also a secret level in which 1% of our customers will be able to enter, and that ones will be very, very treated like family, like saying, but this part will be also a secret level, so we'll not showcase what they can get because we want to act as a surprise and not something that they will expect. But if we are talking about the last level that will be communicated, customer will have access to exclusive products. They will have access to participate in some of the events that we do as a brand. They will have birthday presents. They will have also Christmas, if it makes sense in some markets, presents as well. They will have access to our Infinity program. It's a project that we launched some years ago with the goal to create services that improve the experience of our customers, but at the same time helping the brand develop in a more sustainable way. And with this program, the Infinity program, our customers can extend the life of their jeans with various options of repairs. A zipper that is damaged, broken in terms of the product that we can repair. For instance, when the jeans doesn't fit because they are too tight, we can add extra sizes and he can continue to wear the jeans. And all these services, let's say, will be integrated in that top layer for free for the customer. So for us, it will be a very interesting service to dynamize in this space because they are very loyal. So they have a lot of our products. This project already exists, but these services are paid. And in these levels, in these high levels, they could have this totally for free. And I believe they will use it a lot. And it's a really good benefit for manage this long-term relationship that we want to create with them because it's extending life of our jeans. When they need some repair or they need some update, even in that moment, we can put them even more time. We believe that is a very interesting project.
That's great. So you're basically going away from a world where it's just about transacting with each other, but really rewarding the loyalty and showing loyalty back in a way, right? So we're saying, you bought this product from us. We are here to help you get the most value out of it as well. That's very unique. system. I'd love to keep talking more, and I think there's quite a few more questions that I would have around, how you've scaled this out into all these countries, the products itself. I know you mentioned that you have a lot of customers that are, 5% driving 20%. So there must be something to the product itself that's making all this happen. But those are going to have to wait for the next podcast. And today we're going to have to now wrap up with our classic rapid fire section. So if you've heard our podcast before, you might be familiar with this, but if not, I'm going to ask you 3 to 4 questions. You don't need to think too much about them. The first thing that comes to your mind, just fire away with that. One failure that you learned the most from?
I think I learn in each project there are a small failure that we learn the most. But I may be using this one, this Infinity project that I refer, because it was one project that I launched, and there were a lot of constraints in the beginning to put this happened. And some step forward, some step backs. So just to share, it took me three years to launch this project. So it started, then I can consider we started to develop it, and then taking account other priorities. We didn't have the chance to launch it, and I think I will put that as a some kind of a failure, because we should launch it sooner. It was very needed, also for the customers, but also for the company, in a moment where all the brands were advancing with sustainable products. And I consider at least a failure, because not be able to put it live in the moment that make more sense. So in this one, I learn a lot, and of course other things that doesn't go well. The end is beautiful, but of course during the process, not all these roses, like people say.
Yeah, fair enough. Got to hit it when it's hot, and not wait until the perfect moment. Speaking about learning, tell me about a book that changed your life.
I don't know if it was the book that changed my life, but it was the first book that changed a little bit of how I see life, or at least the professional life. And I will choose the Predictably Irrational from Dan Ariely. I think it was one of the first books that I read when I started working, and open some perspectives to help me understand how consumers work. How can we manage some aspects of the behavior of the consumer? So it's a book that nowadays, to the young people that I have on the team, I invite them to read also, because I think he has strong bases for us to grow.
Dana Riley is always a great read, definitely.
Yeah.
What would be the last meal you would want to eat?
French fries, for sure.
Can't go wrong with that. Awesome. And then last question, what was the last app that you downloaded?
The last app that I downloaded was, I think, was a Tap app, Portuguese company, and was because my travel to New York that I was trying to see if I have access to the lounge. So I downloaded the app. I think it was the last one that I downloaded. Not a very good story, but I was not able to enter in the lounge, but but I downloaded the app to see that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mara. It's been a huge pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for taking the time and sharing your story and also the story of Salsa. I think there's a lot of really interesting nuggets in there for our audience, especially how you all think about the customer and put them in the spotlight. So very fitting for the retail spotlight. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hopefully talking to you again about so many more topics.
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation. It was really a pleasure to pass this hour more or less with you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Retail Spotlight. And that's how we found it. Whether you're in the retail industry and want us to dive deeper into certain topics or invite certain guests, or if you're a passionate shopper enjoying a behind the scenes look, we want to hear from you. Hit us up with your comments, likes, and feedback. And if you know someone who loved this episode, please share it with them. Lastly, if you want to stay informed when we go next live with the next episode, make sure to hit the subscribe button. See you next time.